Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a character design challenge where I turn the 4 seasons into 4 fictional queens. I've actually done this challenge before years ago. I just haven't really put it into like a video format, and the thing is I've only done one season queen, and that was winter queen, and I was working on the autumn queen and that didn't really go well, so I figured that I really want to create some characters, and so the first thing that came to mind was the 4 seasons. Recently I have been ill with the flu and the cold. Fun. So this video did take a bit more time than I wanted it to, but I'm feeling better now. I still have a bit of like some congestions and then a little bit of cough, but it's not really a huge problem, so it should be fine there. I'm not gonna take up too much of your guys' time, so let's go ahead and get started. Actually, before we get started, this video is gonna be split into 2 parts. So the first part will be the spring and summer queens, and then the next part, the second part will be the winter and autumn queens, just so that the video won't be too long and that I can get these videos out there as quickly as possible. Consider that I am pretty behind on schedule, but yeah, let's just go ahead and get started. So first up in the order is the spring queen. So the spring queen, I would say the way that I envisioned her and thought about like her personality, her looks, her environment and stuff like that, to me she's like the closest thing to a Disney princess, I guess, but not too naive, I guess. While I was drawing her, I did have envision in mind, and then when I finally got to the final result, she kind of reminds me a little bit of like Rapunzel from Tangled and a little bit of Giselle from, I think it was called Enchanted. I could be wrong. It's been a very long time since I've seen that movie, only because of the dress and the color schemes. I don't know why, except I chose a different hair color, which you will see soon, which is blonde. So a bit about this character is, in quotation marks on my notes, is softer elegance, because she has this like soft grace to her. So whenever she's like walking, there's always like this swift confidence. If you can envision what was her name, Luisa from Encanto, a little bit like that before she decided to break out of her perfectionism and be more of herself, like her true self. That's how I envision her, the way like she like presents herself. Like she's always like holding a smile on her face, and she has very good posture, and whenever her people would see her walk by for like during events, or if she's just simply just taking a walk down her kingdom, immediately she'll be greeted with like warm greetings, warm welcomes. Like everybody really love her. I mean, she's the queen, like of course you have to love her. But and when I see spring, I can definitely see her and summer queen, who will be next in line, pretty much getting along. When you put these two together, they're kind of like, they have a very close bond with each other. So summer is like the sporadic, crazy, energetic little sister, whereas spring is kind of like this calm, collected, yet loving older sister. And in terms of age, they seem to be the closest, and of course in like the season order, I guess it's like spring then summer, so it's like there's definitely a bit more connection with those two than any other seasons. So whenever I like to create characters, I also would like to add some sort of like some bad traits of theirs, or like their flaws. So for spring queen, like despite her like good nature and proper queen-like personality, she does have a hard time falling under stress. So for example, if there's like a situation at hand that happened immediately, like let's say there has been a allergy breakout. I mean, because in springtime for me, that's when pollen comes out, and so the allergy season is just kicking me in the face. So whenever that happens and people are like panicking with this illness, they would always look up to her to basically give them an answer right away. But for her, she kind of just panics because she is not too sure what to do, especially when it's so unknown to her. Because I guess like she's just not, what's the word? I'm not quite sure what the word is, but she definitely was, she's always in her little world and loving that world, that she kind of forgot that this is real life and that she needed to, you know, worry about the bad side and the stressful side of being a queen. So I guess kind of like a character development, she kind of learns how to steady her anxiety, and that's when like she's able to work under pressure from now on, now that she kind of learned how to purely calm and collected during stressful times and stuff like that. If you guys have like any ideas of what you envision Spring Queen to be like, I'm definitely all for that. If you guys want to leave that under the comments, that'd be great, because whenever I like to create characters, like not only do I think about like how they look, I always love to add like their personality and their backstory and trying to incorporate that into my drawing. So I mean, I just love drawing characters, so it's so much fun, but I do get a bit carried away at times. So the inspiration and like this idea or process I've had in mind when doing the Spring Queen is that they're all about floral and nature, and with spring it's kind of like, I don't know why I thought of this, it's just like fresh new eyes, because it's the start of a new cycle of seasons, and so everything is kind of like brand new almost, where they would come out from being hibernated during the winter, and so their colors are popping, the greens, the colors are very healthy, and so I would definitely want to incorporate that into her design, and decided to add a crap ton of flowers. I mean, one on her shoulders, one on her dress, and then on her crown. Like, she is literally like, if you think of like Midsommar with the Mayflower Queen, like the Mayflower Queen, I think, what's that? May Queen, why I say Mayflower? Oh my gosh. Like the May Queen, where the scene where Danny is, I think that's her name, she's like engulfed in flowers, kind of like that, but not to the extreme. To be honest, I never really thought of that until now. I just wanted to put flowers and just make her like the flower queen. Though the downside to that was that because I was thinking of flowers, I did become very ambitious with the with the drawing process of all these flowers. Thankfully, I did think of an idea how to shorten that drawing process. Like basically, I just put all the colors in one layer, and then same thing with the shading, I just use kind of like a one color shade and just kind of go from there. Like I put on multiply and it'll just be a shade for all the colors. And so that's basically what I did, and it didn't turn out bad at all. I mean, I definitely should have incorporated a bit more green and less like pink, purple, and red, but hey, you know, I just having so much fun with this drawing, and yeah, this is basically the Spring Queen, and honestly, I absolutely love her. She is so cute. I had a blast drawing her, and if you guys have like your own iteration of the Spring Queen, do let me know. I love hearing those, and we'll just go ahead and move on to the Summer Queen. Alright, so next up is the Summer Queen. So the Summer Queen, that when I was creating this character, I immediately knew that she had to be like this energetic, fun-going, party-goer, festive queen, and when I thought of that, and thinking of Summer, I think that she would be considered the youngest queen out of the four. Because when I think of Summer, I think of like, you know, school is out, and so all the teenagers, all the kids are like running about, having fun with their friends, going out to beaches and the mall. They basically are super active, and they're constantly outdoors, and so with that in mind, I wanted her to still be like kind of like not like 15 or 16, but still kind of like 17, like that good middle ground, I guess, where she's going to be an adult, but she's still a kid at heart, and and so that's how she became to be. So because she is still a young girl, like 17 years old, she doesn't have a good grasp on what queenship is, or like she doesn't really think about the responsibilities as a queen. In a way, she kind of reminds me of Queen Charlotte from the TV show Bridgerton, at least when she was younger. And I mean, she's not exactly like Charlotte. I mean, Charlotte's a lot more proper. Like, I think she was taught pretty well to be good mannered. Whereas this Summer Queen is like the opposite. She's kind of crazy and doesn't really follow the typical royal behavior, which because of that led to a lot of her royal members or the royal court not really giving her the respect that she deserved. And some of them even, or not some, probably a lot of them believe that she should even be queen at all because of how young she is and not prepared for this. And so to match with her partygoer personality and her fun self, I wanted to basically match with her fun, outbursty personality. It also reflects on her fashion. And so when I was thinking about how she should present herself, I thought like she's basically the opposite of what a queen should look. So with the queens, you always see them wear like long skirts and kind of look more modest and presentable. But for the Summer Queen, she would rather wear like shorter dress, shorter hair, like showing off skin more. I mean, for one, it's summer, so it's gonna be very, very, very hot, and so she feels a bit more comfortable with less clothing, and with the skirt being short, she can like dance around and move around without having to step on her skirt, which again, she does get a lot of judgment for that from her royal court and other queens. Winter Queen. Like I said, with the Spring Queen, her and the Summer Queen do get along really well. The Summer Queen loves to basically have like tea time or like walks on the beach, because I imagine Summer Queen's castle is like next to a beach, and she just loves being around Spring because she feels like she can be herself and not have to, you know, be judged by her royal court and everyone that deemed her unworthy to be queen. And I guess that's basically like her bad, quote unquote, bad trait is her immaturity and not really understanding that being a queen is a lot more serious and a lot more hard work than she realized. And so I guess like as a character development, it's sort of like she kind of like decides to step off her world for once and just realistically kind of like see what her real world is like. And so I guess with that, she will learn to finally mature and understand and take on those responsibilities, but still be her outgoing self. I mean, that's never going to change, and I imagine she will never wear those modest dresses or having to tone down her way of living. So it's like, it's just the coming of age where she finally realized, like, I'm queen, this is what I must do. It's not just about me anymore, it's about my people, it's about my ruling and stuff like that. I feel like I've gone so overboard with all these character designs, and I just love them when I make these characters. They're like my babies. I want to give them life. I want to give them the backstory. So I would love to hear your ideas on this Summer Queen and what you think that their kingdom will be like, what her traditions are in her kingdom, like anything like that. I'm always up to hear some really cool ideas from you guys. So for the inspiration in the process, so basically I was kind of torn between a lot of ideas, and because of these ideas it overwhelmed me to figure out exactly how I want her to look and how to show off these colors, because with summer it's very bright, and I mean, you could look at me, I literally wear dark clothes and very monochromatic, so with bright colors tend to intimidate me a lot because I'm, you know, bright colors. But over time, I started to do a bit more research on kind of like Polynesian colors, and then because like, you know, like the beach and the sand, like summer flowers, so I kind of was drifting towards like the Hawaiian side. And then there was this really cool idea of what my husband said when he saw the drawing. It kind of reminds him kind of like a Spaniard look to it as well, and so I was looking some ideas for that, and this is basically the idea I came up with. And so I kind of went with sort of like a high and low, well, not really high and low, that was the original idea, but I kind of want to give like this layered skirt to make her look poofy and fun, but still is short enough for short, and so that way she can like dance around in it. And then I thought it'd be a cool idea just to match with her vibes and just add like these pearls on her dresses, because I imagine when she's like, you know, dancing, she kind of is like making some like those maraca sounds, so like the more jingles, the more fun. But yeah, that's at first I was a bit hesitant, but now it's starting to grow on me. And as far as like her other accessories and stuff like that, I guess like I decided to just mix in with the Spaniard look and the Polynesian look, and just combine them together and just like make something out of it. But yeah, so this is basically the Summer Queen, and I love her. She's definitely putting me out of my comfort zone for sure. Same with the Spring Queen, but I definitely had a blast working on her design. And that concludes the Spring and Summer Queens. So this, like I said, is part 1 of the 4 seasons turned into queens video, just to get something out there and not make this video too long for you guys. But this is the final result. Look how amazing they are. They are so cute. Knowing me, I am already thinking about like, what could I do better? What could I add? What can I change? Like, but you know what? I love them. I love how they look. I love the final results. If you guys have any ideas for these characters, like what could their names be? What's the name of their kingdom? What would their castles look like anything at all. It would be really fun if you guys like created like a story for them, and like how they became queens, or why are they royalty to begin with. So part 2 will be up soon, but thank you guys so much for watching part 1. Do hope you guys enjoy this video as much as I did, and I will see you in part 2 when we draw the Autumn and Winter Queen. Alright, have a wonderful day guys. Bye bye.